So, hi everyone. Today we will be continuing our discussion and topic about the research types, and today we will be focusing on two more research types. So, let us get into it. So, for people who are new to this video is about research types. We, as business or product analysts, or even if you're in a business and you are doing some type of a research for your business, for your product, etc., you would come across a lot of scenarios where you would have sat down and you wanted to research in detail about something. So here are some types of research that can be done based on your particular scenario. So in the previous video we had discussed about descriptive and analytical. So if you have not watched that video, you can also click on the link below to watch descriptive versus analytical research type. And in this video we would be looking at applied versus fundamental and also qualitative and quantitative research types. So let us get into it. So as I said, today we will be focusing on applied versus fundamental, qualitative versus quantitative. So if people are new to this video, apart from these research types, there are descriptive versus analytical, there's also conceptual versus empirical, and there are also some other research types which we would see in future. So let's get into this. So the very first one is applied versus fundamental research type, and under research, the applied research. Here let us see what this is. So applied research is the attempt to find a solution to the immediate problem accounted by the firm, an industry or business organization. So mainly here if you see, there would be an existing problem that might arise suddenly in your business or in your product. Also there might be a particular need, okay, there might be a problem that customers are facing, and you would have to figure out a solution for that at that particular period of time. So this is something that you can call as applied research. So another very familiar example I can give you is the COVID scenario, the pandemic. So here in recent years, though people before that they never knew what was this COVID and anything about this particular virus. So when this particular pandemic had actually, arisen, people at that point of time, that became the problem of that particular hour. So people, scientists, researchers, everyone, they took that problem in hand with the attempt to find a solution to that particular problem. So this is also another example for applied research. So researchers engage in this type of research with the aim to draw certain conclusions and solutions to the confronting social or business problem. So it can be any domain that you are in. You are working in any domain, and at any point of time when you come up with a particular problem, at that time you might have to do some research. So that type of research, what you do is called as applied research, because you want to find a solution for that immediate problem. The next type of research type is fundamental research. So fundamental research is nothing but it's mainly concerned with the generalization and formalization of a theory. So now there are a lot of theories, lot of principles, and lot of information and knowledge pre-existing. Okay, it's already experimented with regards to mathematics, with regards to science, with regards to social affairs. With all this, there's a lot of already existing knowledge that exists in different domains. So this fundamental research is nothing but studying about these particular areas. So that's why they say generalization and formalization of a theory. Let's say in our school days, during college, in our specializations, in our graduations, we would have studied about some pre-existing principles with regards to science, engineering, with regards to mathematics. So all these are pre-existing knowledge. So the very act of acquiring this knowledge you can call as fundamental research. So examples include pure mathematics or science or even human behavior. All this comes under fundamental research. The next one, so here if you see, this is known as this what is known, okay, all these existing and standard facts that you have in hand, you come to know, you research about these facts, you learn about these facts, and with these fundamentals in hand you can apply it to other research areas. Okay, So you needn't re-research on what is already researched and experimented and whatever solutions are given. So whatever is already existing, all these standards, principles, theories, methodologies, all these fundamentals you can take in hand and you can also apply it to different other areas of research. So this is about applied research and fundamental research. The next type of research is qualitative and quantitative. So quantitative research, it's very simple. Every aspect that can be quantified, can be measured, or and can be expressed in terms of quantity is called as quantitative research. So it always involves measurements of quantity or amounts. Okay. So the various available, methods you can adopt to do this particular research is through statistical or economic methods. So here you have other methods in which you can do quantitative research through correlations, regressions, time series, etc. So all these are different ways in which you can do a quantitative research and analysis. The next one is qualitative research. This is very interesting because there are certain areas, okay, that you can never quantify. Okay, everything is open ended, everything is very it's very what to say, abstract, or it cannot be measured. That's what I'm coming to say. You cannot measure the level of its intensity. Okay, so that's qualitative. So whenever you want to research about a quality, about a kind, everything comes under qualitative analysis. So for example, the most important type of qualitative research is motivation research. So an example is when employees work in an organization and you want to measure their level of motivation. Can you measure it? No, but you can understand through various methods how much motivated they are and how much demotivated they might be. So you cannot exactly measure that, but you can come to understand their motivation and demotivation areas and what are the possible causes of that particular occurrence. So all this, when it's related to human behavior and human character qualities, all this comes under qualitative research. This is a very booming research, because be it in whichever field you are, whether you're from the HR department, you need to understand your employees, you need to understand workers, their level of motivation, how satisfied they are with jobs. If you're a business analyst or a product analyst or a product owner and you're dealing with customers, then you need to understand their customer, the customer's sentiments, the customer, how they feel about the product, their satisfaction levels, how contented they are with the services. If you're from the sales, then you need to understand what your customer actually needs. Okay, what they need, what's their level of understanding, what is their motivations, what drives them to buy your product. If you're from the healthcare industry, you need to understand your patient, you need to understand various qualitative aspects of the patients. So be it in whichever area of work or study you are and you're doing research, this is definitely one of the areas and types of research that you would have to do the qualitative side of an entity or an aspect. So, to continue, the main aim of this type of research is to discover the underlying motives and desires of human beings by using a in-depth interviews, okay, and analysis. So you need to understand motives and desires. Every business has motives and desires. Every business stakeholder or every business, the people involved in that, they'll have certain motives and desires. So, in order to understand this, you do a qualitative research. Other techniques that are employed for this type of a research are story completion tests, sentence completion test, word association tests, and other similar projective methods. So, for example, when you go for any interview and they want to understand your qualitative side, maybe your leadership skills or maybe your management skills, you know how they measure that? It's not by very specific grading. How they do it is they give you a particular scenario. Okay, let's say they say that the organization, suddenly there's a people start, resigning, and then you're left with a very limited amount of resources. How do you manage that scenario? So these are ways, story completion tests. So they give you a scenario, they tell you to complete a particular sentence based on how you articulate and how you portray, that particular scenario. People are able to understand. So through your very words also, people will understand whether you're a optimistic person or whether you're very negative, you take negative approaches, or whether you're a person who gets biased. So all these are ways in which you can understand the qualitative side of a particular person or a particular entity. So these are different, the two different types of research. So one is applied versus fundamental, and the other is qualitative versus quantitative also. So I hope this was little informative to you, and when you do your research next time, you can check out what type of research you want to do, and what are the parameters you're dealing with, and what type of a research approach and type to take. I hope it'll be useful to you. So if you found this video helpful, please do give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe to this channel, and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.